So what's going on, guys, and today we're going to be discussing a pretty interesting find in the Shadows of Evil prologue cutscene that loads every time you play the map on solo. Now, nothing Treyarch puts into their maps is there as coincidence. Every single object and detail is scrutinized until everything is perfectly set in place. Now, a pretty interesting detail was discovered recently in a video by the TAGH Team. You can find their channel linked down below in the description, and seeing this blew my mind as I can't believe we didn't notice this really until now. This is a pretty far-fetched theory idea, but hear me out as this does make a ton of sense. Now, what am I talking about exactly? I'm talking about Jack Vincent within the intro of Shadows of Evil. Jack is a twisted detective sent to Morgue City due to his sin of killing mobsters whom he took bribes from to avoid arrest by the mayor of the city. Now, during the intro cutscene, we see him hand over some money to someone, and the interesting part is the actual bill he holds in his hand. Now, Treyarch have stated that this map takes place in the 1940s, and dollar bills in those times looked a little bit like this on screen. Now, comparing to the bill in Jack's hand, it is clearly different. Now, the bill actually in his hand is a dollar bill design brought into circulation in 1996. Now, this map does not take place in 1996, like I mentioned earlier, and Treyarch never leave anything to chance. Everything has an explanation. This was clearly put in without mistake. Treyarch never do that. You can clearly see that the bill in Jack's hand has a much larger central image than the bill used in the 1940s. So what exactly could this mean? Well, it's very far-fetched, but there is a possibility that Jack Vincent has time travelled or teleported in some way. Now, there's no other possible explanation to link up with this finding, and we know that Richtofen very easily travels through different dimensions and time frames, so it isn't completely impossible for the same to happen here. Now, I don't think necessarily that Jack can time travel or teleport himself, more rather he has been teleported or time travelled by some force or figure, which could very well be the Shadow Man, from 1996 onwards into the 1940s of Morgue City. Now, the design of the bill in his hand could not exist before 1996, so the earliest he has travelled is 1996, but it could very well have been any year after that point. Now, there's no way Jack has teleported himself through time, as there isn't a single quote from him or the other characters to suggest he has, but the evidence is all there that something transported him through time. There is the ever small possibility that this could be an error on Treyarch's part, but Treyarch never leave anything incorrect in their maps and cutscenes. They want us to look extremely carefully at everything they've done to notice subtle things like this. And with Richtofen teleporting so easily into Shadows of Evil at the end of the Easter egg, as well as all four Origins characters in the Giant, there is a lot of discrepancies within the story and time that can be explained so easily just because it is the zombie storyline, and seemingly impossible things are possible. Now, we know Nero's book contains so much information about the zombies' lore and backstory that none of the characters were there to even witness, and Nero himself seems to think everything in the book is fictional to a certain extent, as he has no recollection of these events ever happening. All I know is Treyarch is very specific with what they include in their trailers and cutscenes, especially with camera angles, dialogue, actions that characters do. I think this definitely isn't just a coincidence, but let me know what you think down below in the comment section of this video. It definitely doesn't add up, and the theory of Jack Vincent being teleported and time traveling at some point isn't entirely impossible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash a like rating on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Like I said, drop your thoughts down below on what exactly this could mean, and I'll catch you guys in another video very soon.